Welcome to Podcast Social Work 2024, the podcast where we dive into the journeys, motivations, and dreams of social work students who are dedicating their lives to making a difference. I'm your host, Dr. Michael J. Alicea. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Social Work at Barry University. Today, we'll explore the stories behind the next generation of social workers, what inspired them, the challenges they anticipate, and the passion that drives them to enter one of the most impactful fields in the helping profession. We'll be talking with students who are just beginning their careers, taking the first step to serve others and create positive change. Social work isn't just a profession. It's a calling that requires empathy, resilience, and a commitment to justice. We'll hear about personal experiences that led them here, the issues they're most passionate about, and the unique strengths they bring to the field. So whether you're a student, a seasoned professional, or just curious about the world of social work, I invite you to join us in exploring what it means to be part of this incredible profession. Let's dive in and learn why these future social workers are ready to make a difference. But first, before, a brief history of Barry University's social work program. Barry University, located in Miami Shores, Florida, has a rich history in social work education that reflects both its commitment to social justice and its Catholic Dominican heritage. Founded in 1940 by the Adrian Dominican Sisters, Barry University established its School of Social Work in 1966, making it one of the earliest institutions in Florida to offer a professional program in this field. Over the years, Barry's social work programs have earned a reputation for excellence, dedication to preparing students for careers in diverse and often underserved communities throughout Florida and beyond. The Department of Social Work at Barry University offers both bachelor's and master's degrees in social work, along with a doctorate in social work, with programs accredited by the Council on Social Work Education. Barry's programs are deeply rooted in the values of compassion, community engagement, and a commitment to social change. This foundation has driven the Department of Social Work to emphasize trauma-informed and culturally competent practices, preparing graduates to address the complex social issues that affect Miami's diverse population, including issues related to immigration, poverty, mental health, and family welfare. Barry's University social work program has also been instrumental in advancing policy advocacy and research in the field, often partnering with local agencies to provide hands-on field placement and community-based learning. With Miami's unique social and cultural landscape, the university's social work students gain first-hand experience in a dynamic urban setting, equipping them with the skills to serve individuals and communities with empathy and effectiveness. In keeping with Barry University's mission, the Department of Social Work remains committed to social justice, diversity, and ethical leadership, embodying a legacy that has been shaped the social work practice in Miami and inspired a generation of social work professionals. I'd like to introduce our student, and your first name again is? Sanaya, who is a first-year social work student at Barry University's program of social work. Welcome, Sanaya, and thank you for joining us today's podcast episode and your willingness for sharing your journey as a first-year social work student. We're excited to hear about your experiences, challenges, and aspirations as you begin this incredible journey. Your insights will provide a unique window into what's it like to step into the field of social work for the first time, and your story will undoubtedly resonate with listeners who are also considering this profession. We're grateful to have you as part of the inaugural broadcast of this podcast episode, and we appreciate your openness in sharing what has inspired you to pursue social work. Your perspective will help to highlight the dedication and compassion that drive this field. Thank you for being here and contributing to a meaningful conversation about your beginning steps to becoming a social worker. And let's begin. Sanaya, what initially inspired you to consider a career in social work?
Well, in high school, in like my 10th grade year, at the end of it, because that's when COVID started, and in the beginning of my 11th grade year, I was feeling super depressed, not like myself, and I just felt like I needed a purpose. So I started talking to the women at my school who always did the community service, who would be sending us a whole bunch of emails heckling us about doing community service this, doing community service that. And I had came up with an idea that I wanted to share with her. And the idea was this thing called Reading Buddies. So my idea was to partner with, because we had a middle school down the road. It was to partner with middle schools around our school to read to them, middle and elementary schools, to partner with them, to read with them, and just have some type of mentorship for them. And I had a kindergartner and a sixth grader that I basically read to, and it started off with that. It started off with just me and my friends reading to kindergartners, but then it expanded to something that I wouldn't have even thought it would have, with applications to other high schoolers in my school to start to read to these kids. And it became more than that with reading to them. We did like Just Dance. We watched movies with them all over Zoom. And their feedback to tell us how just connected they felt with us, how they wanted to meet us in person, just made me feel really good and just connected with them. And also, I started a community pantry in my high school during the pandemic when we packed toiletries, we did COVID essentials, bagged lunch, fresh produce, like tissue, masks, all everything that they needed. And I'm from Washington D.C. And I don't know if you're familiar with like Southeast D.C. Very like impoverished and in need. So it was very powerful to see us young people just trying to give back to our community. And at that moment, it just felt like what the world needed with the pandemic, just some connection and understanding through the hard times. And at that point, I didn't necessarily know what a social worker or what social work was, but it definitely felt like the first step.
Okay, great, thank you. Is there a particular experience or person who influenced your decision to become a social worker?
Well, for one, my mom will always tell me that I would be a good social worker because she's kind of in the field. Um, and later on, I found out that the lady who would always be heckling us about the community service was a social worker. So everything that she embodied, her values, and just how she was just bringing life to to our school and bringing the community, it was just very admirable, and I just wanted to be just like her.
Okay. What aspect of social work are you most passionate about and why?
I'm most passionate about advocacy, policy development, and therapy. For advocacy, just promoting justice and being the voice of change. Before I even wanted to be a social worker, that was my thing. Like, I love to stand up for people and just make sure that everyone around me is feeling comfortable and safe. For therapy, just to provide that emotional support. And for policy, I'm in a policy class right now, but I don't know too much about it, but just the behind the scenes of it all is very interesting to me. Like, you have the clinical work where you're working one on one, face to face with somebody, but the policy is more behind the scenes, collaborating and doing everything that pretty much I feel like nobody really wants to talk about or really wants to do. So that's interesting to me.
Okay. How do you envision making a difference in the lives of others through social work?
I plan to empower clients. I want to advocate for my clients, make them feel heard, make them feel wanted and valued, and giving them the tools to really through the work through their issues themselves, and even learning from you to stay connected and stay updated on the new trends in social work, and staying engaged on like issues that are bigger than me and my clients. Because, like you said, if you don't stay invested and involved in the now of social work, you're going to get lost and you're going to not feel as helpful and be as useful as you can be.
Are there any, you may have answered this already, but just in case, are there any specific populations or issues, example, mental health, child welfare, domestic violence, that you feel called to work for in the field?
I am interested in like school social work and child welfare, mental health, homelessness, and LGBTQ plus community issues. And these are calling to me because I want to change the biases and like negative narratives around these communities and populations. Also, I have some family a part of these communities, so I just want to help, and also healthcare because I heard that they make some good money. So.
Okay. What strengths or skills do you bring that you believe will help you succeed in social work?
I think empathy will help me with building rapport and making people feel heard and understood. My patience, because I'm very willing to take it as long as is needed to get the job done. Um, Cultural competence, being able to respect, not only to be not only being able to respect, but also being willing to understand other people's cultures and differences, and just being comfortable with what's unfamiliar to me. Organizations. I might not be a organized person in my personal life, but when it comes to my work, I'm very straight to the point and trying not to forget about the things that need to be done, calendars, lists, like I'm on top of it. Being flexible, being adaptable to the needs in the field, and just being ready for whatever's being thrown at me, and also being stern, not only with clients, but with colleagues and bosses. Like being nice, but also being able to set boundaries.
Okay. What are some of the challenges you anticipate in the field, and how do you plan to address them?
I can see like high caseloads. I'm pretty afraid of that. But like for example, I'll be working in the offices of accessibilities next semester for my internship, and I have went past there the other day to just introduce myself, and the way they just looked so stressed, it made my heart hurt because I could see like kind of the burnout in their need. Like they wanted me to start immediately, but unfortunately I can't start my internships until next semester. But I just saw like the burnout on their face, and I just felt sad. But I will try to combat that with prioritizing my self care and taking breaks as needed, and just reminding myself that I can't fix everything at once, and to just take my time. And I'm also like I have kind of some safety concerns, like when visiting, like maybe house visits, it might not be a safe place, but I don't really know how to combat that. Maybe because I'm taking a child welfare class, and he said that sometimes you will have like a police officer next to you, so that may make me feel more comfortable confronting people that I feel may like injure me or may be harmful for me.
Okay, that's good. Fair enough. Is there a particular area of social work that you're most interested in exploring further?
So yeah, I would say child welfare is very interesting to me. But however, it is complex. But at the end of the day, I feel like the child welfare professionals share one goal of ensuring safety and happiness for the child. So as long as we have that goal in mind, I feel like that's interesting.
So, what does being a social worker mean to you beyond just a career?
Um, it basically means to make an impact, and just having commitment to being the voice for people who are afraid to speak up or who think that their voice isn't powerful enough. But it's just encouraging them to know that it is powerful enough. And at the end of the day, it's about creating a positive, equal, and supportive and understanding world.
How do you hope to grow personally and professionally through your studies in social work?
I hope to get better with my communication, like being able to get my point across effectively and sounding confident in what I'm saying, and knowing that I'm just being confident, and just learning more things, being more empathetic and understanding of different life experiences and different traumas. Um, Professionally, just working on networking and having those like strong people by my side, and just finding my niche, finding my specialty of it all.
You mentioned empathy before, so what role do you think empathy and compassion play in your motivation to pursue social work?
I feel like they play a huge role in my motivation because it's not a want for me anymore. I just feel a need to understand people and help them get through their struggles. And it just makes me want to take action rather than sit by and be passive.
Okay. So how would you describe your ideal future as a social worker? Where do you see yourself? Maybe 5 years from now, or even 10?
I just hope to have my foot in a little bit of everything, and just know that I can have multiple different conversations with everybody because I just know it. Not, of course, you'll never know it all, but you'll know a good amount of things to have a good conversation and to make an impact. And I always wanted to be one of those people that can just go on and on about their profession. And I see my professors like that. They're very passionate about what they do, and I want to be the same. And I, of course, want to have maybe a little bit of private practice going on, but I also just want to be heavily involved in the community and just building strong work connections while also being able to enjoy life.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to share?
No, I'm just excited and happy to start my future.
Okay, and we're excited that you are starting your future, especially with us.
Yes.
So as we wrap up today's episode, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to our guest for sharing her journey and insights with us. Your openness and passion for social work have truly highlighted the purpose and dedication that drive this profession. It's inspiring to hear about your commitment to making a difference, and your story is a reminder of why so many are drawn to this meaningful profession. Thank you for joining us and giving our listeners a glimpse into your motivations and dreams. We wish you all the best as you continue your studies and work towards becoming a social worker. We can't wait to see the impact you'll make. Thank you again for being part of this conversation, and thank you to our listeners for tuning in to our podcast, Social Work 2024. Until next time, remember, you're not only building a profession, you're building a legacy of compassion and change. Take care, and thank you for being here with us.